It's official. Chinese government invents robot wife. No need for real wife anymore. Welcome to the Shakaama live show with your host Shakaama. People, please click the like button. It's important. It's free. It's a thumbs up button. All it means is you are interacting with the video. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you like me. It doesn't mean you want to marry me. Doesn't even mean that you like the information on the page. It just simply means you're interacting with the video. That's it. Doesn't mean anything else. Also, please watch the entire video. That is worth gold to me, especially right now since YouTube is seriously trying to destroy all YouTubers. They simply want the mainstream media as the only thing on their website. And they want to go to a Hulu-like thing where you have to pay. You can combat this by watching my entire video and clicking the like button. I'm telling you what to do, and I'm telling you what's coming down the pipeline. You don't understand it for some reason. All right. We're in this together, you and me. You're not going to have a free website anymore. Chinese government invents robot wife. No need for real wife anymore. Chinese artificial intelligence researchers have created the world's first robot wife, touting it as a solution to the severe gender imbalance within China's population. We'll get into that more later on. According to a report by Chinese media, Sohu, published on November 5th last year, a group of top-notch Chinese engineers recently created the world's first AI wife. The news headline read, "A robot wife has been created, so you don't need to marry a real wife in the future." However, the report did not mention what institution or tech company may have created this invention. Let me stop here to give you a couple of things. So, the Chinese government officially now is behind this. By it being official, so it starts day one as it being invented now. This report is a year old, or the official stance took place last year. The robot in question that I'm talking about has been invented, and it had several iterations, but its current state of it looking like a true blue human is recent. So that is within a couple of years. It had other iterations and it looked like a robot. It was made out of PVC. What is that? PVC plastic. It's a petroleum product. They've gone to silicon and now they've gone to the new skin also. Also, although to us it looks really robotic, to the Chinese, the way it moves actually looks like a very honorable wife to you. You understand? The way they wish women actually act. And I'm going to do a report later on talking about the Chinese view of women. The report described the robot wife as having unique facial features resembling a real human with skin at a temperature close to that of a real human body. In addition, these AI wives can chat with humans and carry on household chores. Clients can ask for customized orders for these robots according to their specific requirements. The reports also claimed that in addition to being a adult activity robot, the AI wife can become someone's real soulmate. Quote, "Now you can take a robot AI wife home just for a little over 20,000 yuan, roughly $2,953. There is no need to marry a real wife," it said. Li Yuanhua, a former associate professor of education at Capital Normal University in Beijing, who now lives in Sydney, told the Chinese language Epoch Times that the serious imbalance between men and women in China is caused by the Chinese regime's forced implementation of the one-child policy. It took me about 30 minutes trying to pronounce that guy's name to get it right. According to China's official statistics, there are currently 104.64 men to 100 women. Notice that they do it in 100s and not in 1000s, right? There are over 1 billion people in China, right? China proper. And then there's China outlying places too. So we're talking about 30 million extra men without women, period. We're not talking about hot men, good-looking men, muscular men, which is not a thing in China. That's a thing in the West. And in China, there's no such thing as the hot, muscular guy. I believe in all of Asia, the hot, muscular guy is not a thing. It's an aberration at best. There are Asian bodybuilders, don't get me wrong, but for the actual culture, bodybuilding is not seen as anything manly nor masculine whatsoever. And it's not attractive to Asian women. So, how did I get off track there? So there's not this alpha male stereotype that the West, which was promoted by a feminist, which the West believes in. I do not believe in the whole alpha male thing. I believe that because we are humans, everybody has a chance at everybody. Everybody has a chance of it's hideous guys. Hideous guys have a chance at gorgeous women. That is my belief, and I've seen it played out. You understand that I've traveled all over the world? Or maybe you don't understand. I've traveled all over the world. I've seen hideous creatures with hot women. Why? For myriads of reasons. Ranging from everything from what's actually in his pants, to how much money he has, to the way he talks to her, to the way he talks to her. You don't understand what I just said? To the way he talks to her sweetly, to the way he talks to her meanly. Some women go for that, right? I kept asking that question because I didn't have a girlfriend. Did I have a girlfriend? Yeah, I had a girlfriend. But anyway, for most part of my college years, I didn't have a girlfriend. I kept asking why this guy was with this girl, and people would sit and explain it to me why this guy was with this girl. And then we extracted why a hideous looking guy was with a gorgeous girl that like everybody wanted, or a obviously mean guy was with a gorgeous girl, and it invariably came to how the woman was brought up, how the girl was brought up at home, what she was used to at home. Somebody talking to her meanly is how she was used to being brought up at home. So I believe every man has an opportunity to every woman. These videos talking about only gorgeous guys, only alpha, no, that is malarkey. Why? Because I almost have a degree in psychology myself, and I've made my own observations. Every guy has a chance. Every neckbeard, basement dweller, trollish guys have a complete opportunity to date and marry and stay married to hot supermodels. So you heard it here. You heard it here, people. Quote, because of the imbalance of the male to female ratio, a large number of Chinese men cannot find a wife, Li said. That is Li Yuanhua. China, now that I know how to pronounce his name, I'm going to keep pronouncing it. China has a bachelor problem. A 2012 report state-run People's Daily estimated that there are nearly 12 million bachelors between the ages of 30 and 39, compared to about 6 million bachelorettes in the same age range. In other words, in that cohort, at least 6 million men are expected to remain unwed. And let me tell you about the culture in China. Marriage is considered to be 100%. Man or woman, you are expected to get married. Are there people, are there the dregs of society who don't get married? I'm sure. But you know what? The central government of China is cracking down. You are 39 and you're not married? And there are a 39-year-old woman walking around here? You will be married. Have a nice day. Praise to the central government. And Democrats want to bring that over here. According to the Chinese Academy of Social Science in 2020, there will be 24 million single men looking for a wife. That is 24 million men looking for what we were talking about, 18-year-olds, men who have now come of age, right? They are saying that in China proper today, there are 60 million extra men. That is not extra men that is 60 million men who cannot physically be married to a woman because there are missing 60 million women. And that's all due to the one-child policy in China. Ulterior motive. A China observer, Gu Qi, suspected that the Chinese regime may have other purposes in mind with the development of a robot wife. Dun dun dun. Quote, a further development of this product includes espionage functions such as eavesdropping and taking videos. The user will have a live monitor in the residence, Gu told Chinese language Epoch Times on February 17 interview. Gu also explained that the Chinese regime has issued new policies to aggressively develop AI technology, which are often tools to monitor the Chinese population. This is the Chinese central government spying on its own citizens. So, we have 60 million men that they can put with a robot wife that they can now spy on. And not only that, the robot wife can spy on everybody around her, right? You understand? Netizens criticism. Let me define what a netizen is. A netizen is a net citizen. That means people who are online an awful lot. The American population or the Western population are not quite there yet. There are gamers. There are people who are on social media, but Asians, they have kicked it up 10 notches. They live on the internet. I don't think you understand what I mean by live on the internet. They live on the internet. They go to an internet cafe. They have money, right? They go to an internet cafe and stuff is cheap over there. You hear me? They have money. They go to an internet cafe and they just pop a squat. There's restaurants. There is bathrooms. There is, hospitals. There is, showers. There is everything. Everything you could possibly. Have you seen a tour? You can see a tour right here on YouTube. Network citizens. Netizens. You get it? Chinese netizens strongly disagree with the idea of a robot wife. Quote, we human beings are created by God. We have flesh and soul. Robots are created by humans and do not have souls, one wrote. The AI wife is the beginning of human destruction. Li Huanhua believed that the emergence of this type of product is a result of moral degeneration. Quote, when human beings create a robot wife just to satisfy sexual desires, and when robots gradually replace human beings, the state of life bestowed by God will be destroyed and human beings will be on the verge of extinction, he said. The thinking here is that you will come to an age where men and women no longer seek each other. And so, human life will be solely now, of course, he's not understanding that they have already invented the artificial womb. He's not understanding that they've already invented the embryo developed only by male sperm and male DNA, that you can generate a zygote just from a man by himself. that there's no need for a woman at all. He doesn't understand that. He doesn't know that. He's not in the know about that sort of research, about those sort of developments. He doesn't understand it. That you can develop a baby girl and a baby boy just from a man. No woman needed at all in the process. And the robot itself can have the child. He doesn't know that. Now, he's basing this off of what he knows now. And what he knows now is that if you have desire then for robots, because they are making them prettier and prettier and prettier, that you're going to have zero population growth. And then after a while, you're going to have negative population growth. And the Chinese are very, very protective of their population. They may not want a whole bunch of more population, but they want the population that they have. 2 children, 2 or 3 children, 3 children, right? Married, everybody have children. They are protective of their society and they want to see it continue. So this guy is speaking not from a place of ignorance, but from a place of, this is what I think that the technology is available now, and this is what I see in the future, that we're going to be dying off because the men or women are going to be separated, and that's a negative population growth. AI wife. The robot wife is said to have 5 unique features. These include an exquisite appearance, skin that looks lifelike, body temperature consistent with normal human beings, the ability to help with housework, and the ability to hold intelligent conversation. The AI wife will cost around US $3,000 and can be customized as per the needs of the buyer. Now, of course, they say $3,000, but when you talk about customization, of course, you're going to get into the nosebleed sections of how much it costs, right? As it stands, the current robot wife that they're promoting, and let me say this, in China, the color of marriage is red, not white. So if you see a woman with red on, she is a bride. So when I show you the pictures of the robot and she has red on, understand that that means that she is a bride or a wife, right? In this particular case. When you talk about customization, of course, the cost goes up. Now, does an average Chinese person have $3,000 to spend? $3,000 US, however much in Chinese yuan. I would say the people in the city do, the people in the country do not. So that's kind of bad, right? But the people in the country, I believe, do not have the problem of too many men, not enough women, right? Because for years it kind of ignored that whole one-child policy because they needed people on the farm, so they had 2 and 3 children. From the reports that I read before. The robot is currently in development, with researchers adding new features. In the future, it is hoped that the machine will not only be a tool to fulfill psychological needs of the buyer, but also provide true companionship. Some Chinese scholars are of the view that the AI wife will help in solving the problems of single, unmarried males in the country. Since China followed a one-child policy for several decades, most couples have chosen to give birth to male children while aborting females. This created an imbalance in the male-to-female ratio in China, with the country having a surplus of millions of men, plus the fact that many modern women choose to live unmarried seems to exacerbate the issue. The AI wife is seen as a way out of that problem. Why? Because single men, or single humans, do not prosper, and you have a much increased probability that they will take themselves out of the picture. So, if you provide them with companionship, and hey, let's go ahead and spy on them, you will save the human from potentially offing themselves, right? Moral complications. Many of the concerned about the AI wife project and argue that replacement human-human relationships with human-machine relationships will only cause degeneration of Chinese society. Some netizens have termed the robot as a beautiful zombie. Moral complications arising from the machine will have some serious consequences. If the CCP, that's the Chinese Central Government, were to mass manufacture AI wives, and men were to buy them in large numbers, what would happen to real women and, more importantly, the perception of women? There is a risk that the use of the robot might make men see women only as objects that are replaceable. Now, this is, of course, the opinion of the author, whom I'm trying to get to you. I'll tell you, I'll leave the author's name and information down in the comment. So the whole idea that, men are all of a sudden not going to look at women, or men are only going to think of women as objects. This is a whole thing that rock causes violence, video games causes violence, cartoons causes violence. This is the whole notion that something artificial causes some psychological thing, and that is not the case, and that is scientifically proven over and over and over and over again. So let me be the first to tell you right now. Any argument where the person says that having a robot that looks like a woman is going to lead to men not looking at women, or men treating women in a certain way is a lie, first of all, is not true, is not based on any fact, and is not based on any sort of science, right? All it is trying to evoke an emotional response from you because you are not a learned scholar. And they're hoping you're not a learned scholar who can rebuke them and rebuttal them with saying that's the same thing that they said about rock and roll. Please go have a seat and shut up. That's from Shakaama. Please tell them to go have a seat and shut up. Religious adherents also abhor the idea of a robot being given the same status as a human female. They perceive the technology as a violation of the natural order. Hold on, time out. This is definitely the opinion of the author. Why is this definitely the opinion of the author? What religious adherents are we talking about? Do you know China? Do you know anything about China? Do you know the Church of China? Who do the Chinese have as a religion? For the most part, they don't. And for the second part, they have a philosophy that they follow. That's it. That's for 99% of Chinese. They have either no religion at all, or they follow a philosophy, a way of thinking. That way of thinking does not include some sort of religious person, some sort of deity. Okay? So, if you ever hear somebody talking about, the religious people in China, where? Who? Take a seat, be quiet. Let's continue on. Some warn that the CCP must abandon its mindless pursuit of gaining technological dominance at the cost of human morality. This is clearly the author saying this, because nobody is going to go to the Chinese central government and tell them that they must abandon this technological dominance because of moral implication of robot wives with men. Good luck with that. Quote, any scientific invention that violates the moral base of human beings is tantamount to bringing catastrophic destruction to human, Li Yuanhua said, an associate professor of the School of Education of Science at the Capital Normal University, said to the Epoch Times. There are others, also those, who are wary of the robot since it is being supported by the CCP, given that the Chinese regime has always sought to gain absolute control over people's lives. This is not surprising. After all, installing such robots in homes would allow the CCP to monitor people 24/7. If the robot is equipped with any defense or attack mechanism, it might also help the Chinese regime keep people under control when required, turning China into a nightmarish techno prison. So robot wife might know some karate and might say, "Hey, you get over there, sit down. The police are coming. Central government is coming." We're laughing, but I mean, this is what they're saying. That, robot wife might turn on you and say, "Hey, we saw you looking at Google. You must not look at Google." They don't like Google. They don't like YouTube. It's as much as Google and YouTube tries to get over into China, they've already got their own Google. They already got their own YouTube. So, yeah. "We saw you looking at Google. You will be detained until Central Police come and pick you up. Have a nice day. Thank you, husband." Oh, by the way, the robot does not say, call the guy Lord. I'm gonna show you a video and the translation says Lord. Actually, the translation is that she is saying my creator, as in the guy who made me, as in the inventor. That's it. But apparently people don't speak well enough Chinese when they actually translate stuff. So instead they want to get your emotions up and say, "Oh my God, the guy made her call him Lord." No, it's just inventor. Thank y'all for watching, and here is the video.
Hello?
Glad to see you.
Who are you?
I am a robot named Gia.
How old are you?
It's a secret.
You have an important show on Monday.
Show? Not really. I have an interview. I will talk with the top of artificial intelligence expert in the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
脑筋急转弯。
世界上除了火车，啥车最长？答案：塞车。
你吃过饭了吗？
您想吃什么就吃什么吧，对自己好点。
白日依山尽，
黄河入海流。欲穷千里目，更上一层楼。